Good morning, guys. Welcome to class. In this class, it's going to be a speaking session. I'm going to ask you some unusual questions to get you thinking and to get you to express yourself in English and things like this. So we've had similar sessions to this in previous sessions, so hopefully it's familiar to you. Hopefully it'll be interesting. Yeah. So we're just going to talk and just think a little bit. Yeah. So Nihan, how are you?
Thank you, Marcin, again. I love your accent.
Thank you. I love your accent too. Yes. Okay. It's Turkish people. Yeah. So how is the accent? Yeah. So I've noticed, for example, you have like a r. So how do you say r?
We don't use
R.
R sound actually like Mexicans or Brazilians, but our sound is most clear to you. You don't use R many.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So R. It's like, how do you say it? Yeah, so
it's hard to say for you.
Yeah. So it's different. How do you say it? So R. So say rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling. Okay, that's quite clear.
Rolling.
Not rolling, but rolling. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so good to speak with you again. This session it's gonna be speaking mainly, yeah. So not reading. I'm gonna ask you some unusual questions, yeah. So have a think. In fact, I don't want to start until more people join because I don't want to ruin the surprise. But yeah, we'll see. But what part of Turkey are you from, Nihan?
I'm from Izmir, a seaside city, and the third biggest city in the Turkey, nearly 7 million population.
Whoa.
It's very big, and I live in a near the seaside. We cannot swim, but we can walk and we can enjoy at the seaside. It's very beautiful city.
Okay, yeah. So it's nice and stuff. And I guess, do you make use of it though? Yeah. So because you have the sea all the time, do you go to the beach that often, or for you is it not interesting anymore?
No. I love beach. I cannot imagine to live anywhere without sea.
You do use the beach and stuff, yeah? So when we go on holiday, we're like, yeah, beach. But I'm not sure what it'd be like to live there, yeah? So I guess quite cool. Okay, so good to speak with you again, Nihan.
Thank you.
Raphael is there. Oh, maybe he joined after us. Okay, Conrad is back. Are you okay? Conrad, are you there?
Oh, yeah, sure. Pardon.
No worries. I can hear you. Okay, so good to speak with you again. And Igor's there.
Yes, hi.
Cool. Okay, and Raphael.
Yeah.
How are you today?
Teacher. I'm fine.
Sound tired.
Yes. Having my breakfast. Yes. Yeah, because I right now I wake up and I have my breakfast to study English.
Perfect. Cool.
Fine.
Okay. By the way, we were talking about this in the last session, but we're going to start with this again, just because me and Conrad are interested in this. Raphael, why snails? Yeah. So, I didn't know you eat snails in Spain. Raphael? Hello? I just checked to see if it's me. Conrad, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we'll come back to Raphael later. Okay, so this session I'm going to ask you lots of random questions to make you think and things like this. And my first question is a slightly unusual one. Let's go with who would like to start? In fact, Nihan hasn't been in one of these sessions before, so I'll start with you to put you under pressure. So, do you think children should be sheltered from unhappiness?
What is
Did you
sheltered?
understand? Sheltered, protected from.
From what?
Protected from.
Yes, from unhappiness or happiness.
Unhappiness. Unhappiness. Meaning they shouldn't be unhappy. Yeah, so they shouldn't be in unhappy situations. So, Nihon, what do you say? So, do you think children should be sheltered from unhappiness? Also, can't maybe I don't know. Yeah, so I couldn't hear Raphael or Nihon. Can I hear Conrad?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think?
Unfortunately, I'm not sure. Nowadays they're relative because our children are willing, or pardon, are for many challenges related to the social networks. That is the reason, because I am not sure that is the correct way to accept that things, because our children are talking with their classmates or another friends, or even strange persons. I don't know now if the family is a traditional concept using 10 or 20 years ago. Now the concept of a family are changing and muting another ways of family. For example, what about the same scale marriage, or what about I don't know, only one mother, one father?
Okay, so basically they shouldn't be sheltered, yeah? So they shouldn't be sheltered.
No. Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting, yeah? So Sabina has just joined us. Okay, Sabina, we can't hear you just yet. I'm just going to share my screen with you so you can see in the top right-hand corner, there is a button here, okay? Just make sure it's not muted, okay? Can you see?
Yes, thank you, Martin.
Perfect.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. So, Sabina, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Nice to meet you too. I'm from Italy. It's my first time here in Berlin.
On Berlin, okay. So you're more than welcome. Has everything worked so far? Yeah. So is everything okay?
Yes. Thanks.
Great. Okay. And which part of Italy are you from, Sabina?
From the northern part of Italy, Piedmont.
From the north. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so we're talking about. So this is a speaking session. Maybe for your first class on Verbling, it's difficult. Yeah. So as in you're going to be shocked. Usually they're not like this. Okay. So usually they're a bit more normal. But in this session, I'm going to ask you unusual questions to make you think and things like this. And my first question was, welcome to class, Sabina. Should children be sheltered from unhappiness?
So should the children be sheltered?
Be sheltered from unhappiness.
It's a difficult question. I have two children, so I try everything I can to make them happy, but I think that sometimes they have to try also on happiness. Because
try it out, yes, see if they like it.
Yes, they must learn also to be unhappy and to be frustrated, to be prepared to life.
To learn how to deal with it, yeah, in real life situation stuff. That's cool. We have Miguel.
Hello.
Nice to speak with you.
Nice to meet you.
Cool. And where are you from, Miguel?
I am from Spain, in the
part?
south of Spain, Andalusia.
Okay, Andalusia, yeah. So yesterday I was in Malaga, yes. So do you live near Malaga?
No, I live in Cádiz. It's near to Malaga.
Okay, that's cool, yeah. So that's cool. So good to speak with you, Miguel. And is this your first time on Verbling? Because I don't think we've spoken before.
Yes, it's my first class. It's my first class here.
Okay, so welcome, Miguel. We're talking. So it's a speaking session. I'm not sure if you managed to follow. Did you understand the first question?
What's the first question? I have to start now.
No worries. Should children be sheltered from unhappiness?
Can you repeat it?
Okay, I'll write this down for you guys. Okay, so should children be sheltered? One second. Okay, so should children be sheltered from unhappiness?
Oh. Excuse me, I have a problem.
We can come back to you if you like, yeah? So we can come back to you.
Okay.
No worries. Have a little think, yeah? So here's my answer, have a little think. Nihan made a good point, yeah? So what kind of unhappiness are we talking about, yeah? So that would play a part, but yeah, general unhappiness, yeah? So actually, what does it mean to be unhappy, yeah? That's the question. Raphael, the psychologist, can come up with a very, very good answer for this one.
No. I'm still a little bit sleepy, but in my opinion, there are 2 points. In the first point, I think we have to try to be and to give happiness to the children. We have to try, and we should try, but no more, because if we want shelter from the unhappiness to the children, this is a good point, trend, but it's impossible. And also, there is another concept, in my opinion, that is where children suffer from time anything, later they become very resilient.
They can get resilient.
Resilience, yeah. And it's important because strength later when you come back from a suffering situation, and this is very important because it's a strength of yourself. It's a very good point for face the life. But if we try to cover from any suffering to all the children, later the children they are become very weakness.
They will become very weak, yes? So they're not used to it, yes? So it's better to prepare them. But of course, it's not deliberately making your children unhappy, yeah? So it's not, but just not covering things up, yeah? So showing things. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Mario has joined us. In theory, we'll come back to you, Mario. Does anyone, before I ask...
Hi.
Dennis is... Oh, Mario, perfect. Okay, so what do you... you've just joined. Did you manage to pick up the question?
Yeah. No, because I was still loading while you was talking to me.
No worries. Okay, so the question was... good to speak with you again, Mario. We're talking... I'm going to ask some random questions. And the first question is, should children be protected, should be sheltered from unhappiness?
Yeah, of course. Yes, this is the... I think it's almost mandatory, so you have to do your best to protect your children, to bring them to a life the better it would be. It could be, but it's not that easy. But maybe the condition, the situation of parents, it's could be a bit hard, to live, and bring their children in a good education, things like this. But you have to do your best, of course.
Yeah, you have to do your best to make sure they're happy and stuff. But if, for example, you get into a difficult situation, should you hide this from your children? So, for example, if, I don't know, someone died, yeah, or something like this, or, I don't know, you lost your job or something like this, should your children know about these kind of things, yeah, or should they be completely sheltered from it?
I think so. You have to preserve them, so you have to protect them, and if the situation cannot be hidden, so you have to do your best to talk to them, to try to comfort them about the situation.
Okay, so I'm just going to turn this off. It beeped. I don't know if you heard. I've just turned this off. Okay, so yeah, you have to protect them from the situation. So if it's not about covering up, but just making sure maybe you word it in a good way, yeah, so that you're not basically making them really unhappy at that age, I guess. Okay, so Raphael said resilience. Yeah, to be resilient. Yeah, to have resilience, but to be resilient. So that you need to train them to be resilient to these kind of situations. Also. Many psychologists are tending to consider feelings such as unhappiness, loneliness, and abandonment as common among our children, which are explaining teen suicides because their parents have been giving an excessive overprotection. Okay, this is the thing. So, what does it mean overprotection? Yeah. So, how much? Mary's saying you've got to protect your children, but how much is too much? So, let's go back to. In fact, let's go to Igor.
How much is too much?
Too much, yeah, overprotection.
I think, in my opinion, for my children, I would protect them from bad information, from all kind of things, because they have time to see this bad information. So I would protect them 100% from all kind of news, bad news. I don't, if, for example, you said that if someone died or lose their job, I wouldn't tell them about this.
Yeah, so you would completely protect. And is there a thing as overprotection? Can you ever protect your children too much, do you think?
No, I think no. Why should they know? But what do you mean by children? Like how many years it's maximum?
Up until they leave home, yes. I don't know. Maybe up until 17 or 16 even. They're teenagers, but your children, even when they're 40, they're still your children, yeah. So generally. Okay.
Till 18 years old, I would protect them about all kind of. Minimum 16 years old, I think.
Okay,
I would protect them.
18th birthday, you get out the book. By the way, this all happened in your childhood. Have fun reading, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. That's quite cool. Okay, anyone else before we go on? So, Conrad, what would you say about this?
I think there's no age to protect them. It's a lifetime work for parents. It's not about 18 or 14. For example, I am big. I am 36 now, but my parents has already protect me some kind of problems. But to face them with the problems and to give them some self-confidence is very important. You cannot protect every time your children, even if they are very little. For example, I have a niece. She is 6 years old in a primary school, but she always fights with her friends. And their parents say you should solve your problem with your friends. We cannot do anything for you because you have to face it.
You have to face it yourself, yeah? Deal with the challenges yourself, you have to deal with it, yeah, and that's the thing. And is this effective? So, going back to Miguel, yes? So did you manage to follow now?
Sometimes, for example, I not agree with my wife because he wants to do all the things to my daughter.
She, yeah?
Yeah, she. But I prefer that she can do everything herself.
Yeah. Okay, so you think they can work it out themselves and things. I've heard like of friends' parents and stuff who would like to try to teach them to be independent, would go for a drive in the countryside near to their home or whatever, let the child out when they were like 4 years old or 5 years old, and say, find your own way home, yeah? Something like this. I've heard really, really rare, this doesn't happen, but where parents are trying to make sure the children are completely independent and things like this, which I find slightly unusual, yeah? But what do you say, Sabina? So have you heard of any parents doing things like this? Maybe not as extreme as find your way home, but trying to make their children be completely independent.
Yes, I agree with this idea because, as I said before, I have 2 children, but both of us, my husband and I, we work all the time, so we need that our children must be independent. So they go to school alone and they return home alone, they prepare their meals and so on. So it's very important for us that they will become independent.
Okay, yeah, so they develop this independence and things, okay? That's quite interesting. And what age?
Yes,
yeah,
also because parents can be always present for them.
Yeah, and what age do you think you should start teaching a child to be independent?
I think when they begin to eat with a fork.
Okay.
Yes, they must learn how to feed themselves from one age onwards, I think, and after that, all the little things that they can do at home, get dressed and to do their little home chores, like to tidy up their room and so on.
Things like this, yeah. So that's interesting.
They must learn to be independent and to help parents in doing house management, I think.
Okay, chores. Okay, so no, that's cool. Okay, and what do you say, Nihan? Yeah, to this. Yeah. So do you think children should be raised to be completely independent? And what would anything else you'd like to add to this?
Yes, they should rise totally independent. For example, I can give in my life an example. I was living alone since I started college. I have been living alone since I was started college. If they don't give this kind of opportunity, I cannot learn how to manage the problems. Maybe 17 or 18, the age that you have to live alone or start to think about your life and future.
Okay, so you're saying it should be something that you learn yourself, you pick up yourself, your own independence. It's not something that, for example, parents drop you in the countryside and say, walk home, yeah? So what do you think of this
No.
style? Is it healthy for the child?
Very healthy because, but the parents have always responsibility. It doesn't end. It's a lifetime responsibility. You have to take care of your children all of your life, but there are important balance.
Okay, so there should be a balance, yeah? So not extreme in one way, yeah? In one particular way. But Mario, what do you say about this, yeah? So with your children, how do you encourage them to be independent?
So you have to try your best to make the best example for them, so you can inspire them, you can accompany them until they adult life, the best as you can. But as always, it's not that easy because you can have children who don't want to listen to. So you have to try hard to, but you must give the good example as
set a good example, yeah. So to set a good,
yeah.
You must set a, this mute thing is annoying, yeah. So you must set a good example for the children. Okay, that's cool. Okay, any more comments on this before we go to the next kind of question? Igor, did you have anything to say? Conrad?
Yeah.
Any more comments on this point, yeah? So anything that you'd like to add to what we discussed?
No, for me it's necessary now that the children will be independent, because in order to be responsible, in order to handling a budget, on making their own decisions, it's important to me.
Did you say handling a budget? Handling a budget?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so the 5-year-old's like, we need to spend 50p on cucumbers. Things like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, to learn these skills, or like transferable skills, yeah, skills that they learn in the child through playing, whatever that they do when they're an adult, yeah. So that's so cool. Okay, someone else joined us. Christoph, are you there?
Yeah. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning, Christoph. Where are you from?
I'm from France.
Perfect. Nice to meet you. Mario's also from France.
Okay.
Which part of France are you from, Christoph?
I'm from the east.
East part of France, yeah. So what's the city?
It is Nancy.
Sorry?
Nancy.
Nancy, yeah. So do you know this, Mario?
Yeah, Nancy, but I just get there maybe once.
You've only been there once, okay? That's
Yeah.
cool. Okay. So welcome to class, Christoph. This is I haven't spoken to you before. I'm not sure if this is your first time. This is not a usual class, yeah. So this is just basically like a debate kind of class where you're just practicing speaking, yeah. So there's not really much vocab to learn. It's just conversation stuff. So Christoph, okay. So have you been on Verbling before? Is this your first time?
Yeah, I've been before for a long time, but
we haven't met just yet, yeah? So I think this is the first time.
Yeah.
Perfect, cool. So welcome. Okay, so next question, what could it be? So Raphael, any more to add on the last question, or would you like to go to the next one? Let's try it. Okay, so I can't hear you, Raphael. Could you check your settings?
Yeah, I mute my mic, sorry. No, but I think I agree with all the opinions that everyone have done.
Diplomatic.
Yeah, but in my humble opinion, but I think it's a tendency. You need to have that idea of independence in your mind when you are a parent. But I'm not agree with this situation that only a fact, for example, as you said before, put the children outside the school and forget, lost him and forget about him. This is only a fact, and this is not good for children. I think it's more, as Sophia said before, it's a tendency from the beginning when he's with the fork until the end when you have to say him, please go out of my house.
Yeah. Fed up, yeah? So go away, yeah? So some of this. So it's about the balance you're saying, yeah? So that's cool. Yeah. Okay, next question, Raphael. Yes, sorry.
But now I have a question, because nowadays the challenges is different, because many teenagers or adults are hitting the challenges to move to another country. For example, in Spain, what is the appropriate age to move to another country?
Okay, that's interesting.
For example, I got many friends who live in different countries in Europe. Except for me, most of them are moving or thinking to move to Asia or Japan. What's the age? Because many of them have, for example, 18, 17, are thinking to move to China when the age to 20 or average. It's crazy. The parents are very concerned about that new wave of immigration.
Yeah, so now that's happening. I guess it's easier now with things like Skype, yeah? So before, I don't know, if you said, oh, Mum, I'm off to China, they're like, well, I'm not going to speak with you for a year. That's something different. But now, I don't know, yes, with technology and stuff like this is happening. But what would you say, Sabina, okay, if your child says to you, I don't know how old your children are, but when they get to, I don't know, 17, I fancy going to, I don't know, Taiwan, yeah, or something like this. What would you say, Sabina, to this?
I hope that in the future that they will try to go abroad to learn something really, and to have, we say in Italy, anno sabbatical year. I don't know if the translation can be the same, sabbatic. A year off from school and work, and to go around the world. I happened when I was 26 to go to India, to stop there for 4 months, and it was really a good experience. I hope that they in the future will go abroad to learn a language, but also to form themselves, because I think it would be a really good experience to also transform your personality and to become aware of what really life is, and to make a lot of friends.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yes.
Nihan said, for what education, business, entertainment? Yeah, that's a point, yeah? So if it's just for party or whatever, or for what? Nihan's not here, is he? I don't think Nihan's in a class. Okay, so that's the thing.
Yeah,
so if
I'm here.
yeah, Nihan. Okay, now you're there. Sorry. Okay, so what do you think? So, for example, if your child said to you, I want to go to Thailand, and you had a sneaking suspicion, it wasn't maybe for a job, it wasn't for studying, it was maybe to party a little, yes?
First of all, I examine the cause. If I don't trust what she or he says, I don't allow.
Okay, so if
17 is very little, but if it's about learning a language or education, that kind of work, it's reasonable, and I encourage him or her to go there.
So you examine the cause first and then make the decision, okay? So you try to work out what his intentions are. Maybe book the language course before he goes, yes? I don't know, that's cool. Okay, so what do you say? Frankie's joined us.
Hi there.
Good to speak with you. Have you been managing to follow what we've been talking about?
Not really.
No worries. Okay, we're talking about kind of like independence. We're talking about loads of different things, yes? So now the question is, like we're talking about going abroad, yeah? So more and more younger people are going abroad and stuff. What about with you, yes? So to go abroad, what age would you think would be appropriate for you to go abroad alone, to live?
Well, I don't know really. I think after you finish university, so like 25, I don't know. But you can also be an exchange student, so you can kind of finish your high school abroad. So
yeah, so it depends.
Yeah, it depends.
And what would your parents say, for example, if you were like we were talking about, 17, and you were saying I want to go to Thailand or Taiwan or South America, yeah, so something like this? How would your parents react?
Well, actually, it happened. So, but you know, it costs it's really expensive. You know, kind of. I wanted to go, you know, to the United States for a year of my school, but it costed kind of let me think, 20,000. So it was really expensive.
$20,000.
Euros. So even more in dollars. You know, so it's kind of expensive. You know, because you have to pay, you know, the house where you live, you know, your host parents, and you know, it's very, very expensive. So it's kind of cool, really, cool indeed. But you know, it's expensive. So you know, you have to think really, really well before to choose.
Yeah, it's not a decision to take lightly. Yeah, so the cost. Of
the
aside from the cost, if it was, for example, free, you got a scholarship. Yeah, so how would your parents react? Would they be happy to let you go?
Yeah, just go.
Okay. In that case, that's what I was alluding to. Yeah, so this kind of thing as well. That's cool. Okay. What else? Okay, I'm just going to read the comments just in case I missed something. So, Nihan said, for what education, we talked about this. If it was reading. Okay. Guksu. Okay, so you said you want to speak with us. you're welcome to join, okay, when there's a seat available or in a future class, yeah? You're welcome to join. And Conrad says North Korea. Okay, so, Conrad, okay.
Yeah.
If your son says to you, I want to go to North Korea, okay, what would you say?
Not in this moment. Maybe later. In 20 years more.
Okay, 20 years later. Does anyone is anyone interested to go to North Korea? I would like to see it, to be honest, yeah? So I'm quite interested.
Me too.
Who's that? Okay, so, and what would you say if your son said, I want to go to North Korea?
You asked me?
Your son or daughter, yeah? So if you had a child, what would you say if they said,
I
don't know,
already answered this question.
So you would say the same things, yes? You would say for education to learn Korean, yeah, something like this, but not for an educational visit, yeah. If you wanted to see just how it was, yeah, maybe you wouldn't let him, or just to learn language. You're saying, yeah?
It must be. Otherwise, I try to change his mind, or because if it isn't reasonable issue, I think it's dangerous to go anywhere for entertainment or something. It's an adventure, and 17 is a little, it's a very little age to take an advantage.
Okay, and this is kind of thing, yeah?
Martin, well-rounded children, well-educated, will not say in some moments, I want to go to North Korea. Once, and I say, I want to go to North Korea. Well-rounded children, I don't know, I would educate my children that they would not say something like that. They would have something logically. Do you understand?
Okay, yeah. So
this is kind of weird thing to say. I do not want to go to North Korea, but why some children would want to go there?
Okay, yeah. So that's quite interesting. There was a
movies
tour.
are great.
Yes, there was a tour organised by it's a problem, yeah. So there's a documentary, a British documentary about North Korea, and
I've heard about it.
British students. Yeah, did you hear about this? They got a bunch of British students to go to North Korea with some BBC journalists, but they told the students that the tour leaders were not BBC journalists, but were professors at UCL University, history professors. Come on this trip, yeah, we'll show you North Korea. And they were there was a big debate about this, a big uproar, because they were using the students as kind of like a human shield. Yeah, so they were journalists wanting to go into North Korea, but they used the students as a way of getting there. Yes, so that was quite a controversial thing. And actually, these students got massive threats from the North Korean government saying, "Oh, don't come to North Korea again. If you do, we'll kill you." Something like that. Yeah, so it's quite a big thing. But lots of people, I think, are quite interested. Yeah, because it's completely different. But that's another thing. Raphael, do you have something to say?
Yeah, but I think it's very interesting to go to North Korea right now. But it's a dangerous place, but also it's an interesting place, in my opinion. But to know how the family is there, how the groups, how the government is making, how is the social situation, I think for me it's very interesting. Could be very interesting go to North Korea. Also, but it depends. If my son is only 17, perhaps it's a little bit dangerous. But
yes,
it is 25. I allow him to go to North Korea or every. For me, it's a very interesting place to go right now.
Okay, so by the way, I'm just going to find the documentary about this inside North Korea, and basically they got into North Korea with these students, a British documentary, and they managed to show some things that maybe is not shown, yeah, because usually when you go to North Korea, I've heard, I don't know if I've been, I don't know anyone's been, but they show you everything, yes, so everything's very regimented. I would take you to this place, you take a photo like this, I will pose like this, that kind of thing. It's very staged. And this guy managed to see some bits that maybe we don't see. And it was very, very interesting documentary. And he went to a hospital. There were no patients. Yeah, on the side they went. He was saying, well, "Why are there no patients?" He said, "Oh yeah, we don't want to show you the patients. Why aren't you showing me the patients?" Yeah, things like that. So it's quite an interesting documentary, but it's very short. So it's only about half an hour. I'll send you the link if you're interested. You can watch this in your own time. But it was it's BBC thing, and they're quite. Yeah, okay, I've got it. I'll send it to you now. I think it's this link. So you can watch it in your own time. Okay, in that case, let's go on. So, any more comments on this before we go to the next question? I think we'll go to the next one now. Yep. Yes,
I have a comment. You are thinking that people who need to move to North Korea in order to study or that kind of thing. What about the young people who is member of the poor family and need to move another country to get any job? For example, the case of the Mexican people are trying to cross the border to United States and take a change of the possibility to death in the desert.
So to risk, yeah. So things like, okay, you could say also, I don't know if North Koreans are escaping weather, yeah. So they're moving out of necessity, not because they want to experience something, yeah. So that's something we didn't consider. Okay, let's go to Christoph. Okay, so did you understand, and what would you say to this? Yeah. So do you think, what would you say? So people moving out of necessity. At what age do you think would be appropriate? And how would you react if your son said, "Look, I need to go to this country because of my own security or whatever"? Yeah. So I don't know if this has ever happened with any of you guys or anything, but where people have their children have fled the country, or of children who flee the country to, I don't know, for safety or whatever. Yeah. So Christoph, what would you say? Have you heard about this? I guess Syria is a good example right now. Yeah. So maybe people are going away.
I didn't understand the situation. Could you repeat it again?
Okay, so at first we were talking about children saying, "Mum, Dad, I want to go to another country to experience something new."
Yeah.
What happens if your child says, "Dad, the situation in France is terrible," which is not true, we know this. "I need to go." How would you react to your son or your daughter saying this if they said they need to leave their home country because they're not comfortable?
So he wants to immigrate?
Immigrate, yeah. Not because to experience something new, but out of kind of necessity. What he or she sees as necessity.
Yeah, it depends on his reasons. Maybe he's right. Maybe it's only like, for example, he wants to study somewhere else, like in the US. Maybe it's better for him, or something like that. So it depends on his reasons or her reasons.
Okay,
so,
yeah. So
yeah.
It's a good point you made, though, comrade. Yeah, so it must be quite difficult in this situation. But yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm the first one. Because I've been in the United States, and many Mexican people are talking to me in Spanish, of course, about the problem because the mother didn't work. His father has died. And what about the siblings? It's a very complicated situation. They need to make a lot of money, but they are illegals.
So they can't get the money. And how do they do it? Yeah, in this situation, if you don't have dad to pay for it, yeah, or mum to pay for it, yeah. So that's
so desperate. They are claiming for helping hands, but the North American government don't like to accept more immigrants. It's
catch-22 kind of thing, yeah? So it's quite difficult. Okay, anyway, let's go to the next question. There's one more I wanted to ask you. It's a bit different. Okay, so Sabina, honesty, okay? How important is it to be honest? And is honesty the best policy? Raphael is laughing.
Funny question.
Is honesty the best policy?
All will respond yes, it is.
No one wants to answer this one, yeah? So we're going to judge who the corrupt ones are. So, Christoph, is honesty the best policy?
Honesty? Yeah.
Honesty?
I think so, yeah.
Why?
Because you know, you say whatever you want, and yeah, there is nothing that you regret after seeing what you want. I don't know if you talk about this kind of honesty.
Okay, so honesty. So, for example, if you did something wrong, you committed a crime, should you then say, "Oh, I committed the crime"? Yeah, that would be honest. Or, for example, I don't know, a girlfriend or whatever says to you, "Do you like my makeup?" And you think she looks like a cow. Would you say, "I think you look like a cow"?
So, yeah, always it depends also, because sometimes it works good and sometimes it is worse. You don't even dare to say anything. So sometimes honesty, yes, like for example, I don't know. For example, in some situations, it's not good to be honest. You should be like to be not like the contrary of honest, but also like a politician. You should avoid the
Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, so has unemployment fallen over the last month? Well, you know, I don't think that's the most important thing to focus on. Yeah, so what's important? Yeah, always try to avoid the question. This kind of thing. What do you say then, Sabina? So is honesty the best policy, and does it depend on the situation, or should you always be honest, or should you always lie?
Yes, I think that honesty it's a really good thing, but sometimes the brutal truth isn't so. It's not always useful to use the brutal truth. Maybe sometimes some white lies can save the situation.
Yeah, so, who is the best liar out of you guys? Okay, so who can lie? When I lie, I go red, and you know everyone knows. So, who can lie very, very, very well?
All the politicians.
Nihan can.
No, but I think someone needs to hear the lies. It depends on the station, but you cannot totally honest with your boss or your colleagues. It's a different station, but you have to honest to your parents and your close friends. It's very important. I don't like white lies to my parents or my close friends. Yeah. It's not necessary to lie them because they understand me all of the situations. If I am committed not a crime, but I have do something wrong, they can understand it. But not everyone can understand. You have to protect yourself, not with lies, but you have to act some situations.
Just be a bit careful, yeah? So you don't want to get yourself in the crap, in the rubbish. So, yeah, to protect yourself and things. But Igor, in what situation would you feel it's appropriate to lie?
It's appropriate to lie?
Yeah, in what situation do you think it's ever appropriate to lie?
No, I think it's not appropriate. I think it's appropriate to do not say all information. It's not a lie, but if someone do not ask you about something, for example, I can give my job, yes? Yep. Example. If they do not ask me about the problems that they have, if they, I don't know, some situation when they use our service, for example, I do not say them. But if they ask, I would say
okay,
what.
That's the thing.
But
so,
if they do not ask, I do not say, and you didn't ask, I'm not guilty.
Yeah,
so
and we
you should ask.
In the previous session this term, I don't know if any of you remember it, but I'll write it again. Oh, the mute is back. Okay, so could you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if everyone.
Okay, to be economical with the truth, yeah? So we had this in the previous session. I'm not sure if you picked this up, Igor, but that's what it means. So you wouldn't tell the whole truth, yeah? If they ask you, you answer directly, but you don't need to tell them more information than they need, yeah?
No, I say all truth, but if you do not ask me, I do not say only, but if you ask, I would say all truth to you. But if you're not interested in that information, why should I tell you? Why should I tell you information that you do not need? You do not need. If you need information, you would ask me. Yes. I would
okay. Yeah. So don't tell them too much. Frankie, can you do this? Okay. So, if you're in a pressured situation, do you maybe sometimes tell too much information that you didn't need to mention? That maybe gets you into trouble.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Sometimes, I kind of, say too many things, even though the man who asked me really doesn't seem to need. But anyway, I'm like that. But my brother can lie. It's perfect. He can lie. It's brilliant, really. It doesn't really. I don't really know when he's lying or when he's telling the truth. It's impossible to get. Really, it's amazing.
Okay, so give us an example, yes? So what has he done recently?
Well, oh man, I got a great list. So, like, he's at school, he's doing in school, he's quite young. So, like, have you done your homework? Yes, of course. So, what is this? It goes like,
he can say nothing. Yes. So
yeah,
it's kind of body language that he's lying. So
yeah, but it's amazing. Really, he kind of act. He's kind of an actor, really. It's brilliant, really. I don't really get when he's lying. It's really.
And where does he get it from? Yeah. So do you think it runs in the family? Are any of your parents good at this?
No, my parents not at all. But maybe some far cousin, I don't know, maybe some grandfather, kind of like that.
Somewhere, yes?
Yeah, somewhere. It has to come from somewhere, definitely.
Okay. Ahmed has joined us, yeah? So, Ahmed, can you hear us? Are you there? Ahmed, okay, check your mic settings. We'll come back to you, okay? I can't hear you just yet. But in the meantime, okay, so, Raphael, okay, you're a psychologist, okay? Yeah. If you didn't know already, if I didn't already tell you this, or you just needed reminding, okay, lying, tell us about it. Why do we lie?
I think there is two scopes or two fields. In my private life, I could do whatever I want. If I want lie, I can lie. If I want tell the truth, I can tell the truth. It's my decision, and I can do. But if I am in a public situation, if I am a politician, for example, I think politicians should tell the truth every time. But it's the field that nobody tells the truth. Politicians, or social workers, or public employers are not telling the truth right now nowadays.
Okay.
But in your private life, I think you can say whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but in your professional life, you should be careful. Also, Pedro says you're about to take the TOEFL. Good luck, okay? You're going to love this exam, Pedro. You're really, really, really going to love it, yeah? So enjoy it, and hopefully you pass, yeah? Which you should do. Okay, so cool. And what about Raphael, though? So, in your job, in your field, have you ever felt it was appropriate to lie to a patient? So if they were a complete nutcase, and you thought, basically, this is insolvable, there's nothing you can do. What would you say to this client?
No, but in my job, I think you have to say the truth. But there is different truth. You can say the truth, why lies, or a kind of truth. In my job, I can say to my patient what I think about him. But I need to say him what is the best for him, not what I think about him.
Okay, so you can't say, I think you are a nutcase, yeah, or a psycho. You can't say this, but how would you say it, though? If, for example, I don't know, someone, Frankie, comes to you, he's patient, it's something wrong, how would you word it? So, if you can't lie, how would you say it? So, if they were seriously mental, how would you word this?
I think there is different positions or different situations. If I have to say him the diagnostic of what happened to him, I should to tell the truth every time. But if I'm making a therapy with him, I can my main job, my main goal is to improve his strengths, make her life better, and I have to say whatever I say in a very good position to improve him. I don't know exactly what.
Okay, so focus on the positive, yeah. So
yeah, focus on the positive. Yeah, thank you.
Mario, okay. What do you say? So, is it ever appropriate in your life to lie?
I don't lie. I don't lie. Usually, I don't lie. People lie.
Do people know if you're lying?
Yes. Yes. I think there's something that you know about. If someone always lies, so this one it's noticeable, and and you can trust it. So I don't. In my life, I try to do my best not to write it kind of situation to lying to someone.
Yep.
But sometimes, like everyone, you just have to say, like everyone in the polite way, yes, everything is fine, but maybe not.
Yeah. So be the truth. Yeah. Be
yes,
careful.
this is the lie that everyone can.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. Last comments. We've got a couple more minutes. Anyone who's got any opinions that would like to mention it before I ask everyone?
Martin.
Yes, please.
I think if your close people, your parents or your friends know you, really know you, you don't have to lie to them. For example, I forget my close friend's birthday, and I haven't an excuse, and I said sorry, but I have to rest and I have to sleep and I forget, and they know all about. It's not a bad thing, because when you say the truth, they will understand, but not all of them. In my work, in my college or my boss, I cannot say the truth, all the truth.
Okay, but if they're close
because
friends.
they don't know me. They don't know my character.
This happened with me, but with my brother, yeah. So that's quite bad. If with a friend you can understand, but I forgot my brother's birthday, yeah. So and yeah, it's difficult. Oh yeah. Of course, you didn't say where's my card / where's my present, but you just think, oh yeah, so it was my birthday last week. Oh yeah. So in these kind of situations where you're not expecting, you're thinking, oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. So how do you deal with them? So that's quite interesting. Okay, guys, we have almost run out of time. Any last points? We've got 1 minute. 1 minute. Quickly. Someone shout out. That's a no. Okay. So we've almost run out of time. So it's interesting to meet some new faces. Sabina, Horses just joined. We've run out of time, but hopefully speak to you later. And Christoph. Yeah. So hopefully I'll meet you in a future session. But for now we've run out of time. Take care and speak to you soon. Okay.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.